Hello students, this is Shahnaz Ansari, your social science teacher. Welcomes you all in our online classes. I hope you all have enjoyed your holidays and spent time with your families. Okay, now again we are ready with our new chapter. So today I am going to teach you chapter 3 of history, ruling the countryside. Countryside means rural areas. So the chapter is about how company ruled in these rural areas and what policies they adopted to collect the revenue. So in this chapter we will learn how East India Company, after becoming Diwan of Bengal, earned its revenue by formulating some new method of revenue collection and the story of indigo crops. So let's start the chapter with the important points which we are going to learn. First we will see introduction, revenue for the company, the needs to improve agriculture, permanent settlement. A new system is devised, that is Mahalwari system. The Monroe system, all was not well. Crops for the Europe, why the demand for Indian indigo, how was indigo cultivated, the problem with niche cultivation, royalty system and problem, the Blue Rebellion and after. On 12 August 1765, the Mughal Emperor Shah Alam II granted the Diwani rights of Bengal to East India Company. This was granted after Battle of Buxar. This was signed by Shah Alam II and Robert Clive. Now the company became the chief financial administrator of Bengal. When the company achieved the right of Diwani, the responsibility of administrating the land and organizing its revenue also came on the shoulders of company. Not only this, it had to ensure that it could buy the products it needed at cheaper rates and sell them at higher rates. Over the years, the company had also learned how to play safe in an unknown land, that is India. Now here what I mean is that company had to specify those who were the early rulers of the countryside. It was not possible to eliminate them completely. So the company did the following: what? Organize its revenue resources to yield crops it needed, colonizing the countryside. That's what we are going to study further in this chapter. Now next is revenue for the company. Though the company became Diwan of Bengal province, still it was working as a trading company. It was not interested in setting up any regular system of assessment and collection of revenue. Their main aim was to increase revenue so that they have plenty of money to buy cotton and silk, but the prices of goods had increased so far. Now, as we have studied in previous chapter that earlier, the company was dependent upon the inflow of gold and silver from Britain for purchasing goods in India. But after 1765, things changed, and now the revenue from Bengal was enough to purchase goods. But here also a big problem arose. What was this problem? The problem was that the economy of Bengal faced a deep crisis because artisans left Bengal as they were being forced by company to sell their products at cheaper rate. Peasants were unable to pay the heavy dues laid on them. Agriculture was collapsing. Big famine of 1770 hit Bengal. This killed about 10 million population here, washing out about one third of the population of Bengal. As such incident took place which ruined the economy heavily, The company then felt the need of improving the agriculture.